What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today we have Mr. James. What's Your Forte? You guys might know him from all of the past BMWs that he has had. He's been on the channel many a times, but now he has a new car. So my friend has upgraded to the Porsche world. He had the M5, got rid of the M5, and ended up getting into a Macan. And we're gonna talk to him a little bit about the car. I've personally never driven a Macan, so this is all new to me. I'm gonna drive it today, and obviously we'll talk about like styling and everything, but in my opinion, I think it's an upgrade. I think it looks really good. Mr. James, welcome back. Looking good.
What's going on?
Yeah, car's looking freaking amazing, dude.
Thank you.
First of all, why don't you tell us why you went from the M5 to this, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the car.
All right, so, I mean, as you guys know, if you saw the channel, you watch the channel, you follow the channel, I love the M5. M5 is by far the best car I have ever owned, and it just got to a point where, you know, I'm being an adult. Being an adult sucks, you know. I'm trying to save, buy a house, trying to save for buying other things, and the M5 was super expensive to own. Between the payment, insurance, maintenance, it was super expensive. I just sat down, went through my finances, and I was just like, do I still want to do this anymore? You know, I had a car actually longer than the G80. So I had the G80 for 14 months. I had the M5 for about 16, 17 months. So I had the M5.
Flew by.
Yeah. So I had the car for a while, and I was just like, you know what? This might be a good time to unload it. Plus, the market right now is dropping on all these cars. The longer I kept it and the longer I drove it, it was just going to decrease more and more in value. So I said, this might be a good point where I can get out of it. So
you made the responsible decision.
Yeah, man. I had to be an adult.
You need to make sacrifices and show discipline to level up in the future, and that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
But also, like, you sort of leveled up. I'm just kidding.
Well, you know, I mean, they say BMW owners upgrade or graduate to Porsches.
Yeah.
So that kind of happened to me too. And John can tell you, I was not a big Porsche guy. No. Like, I was like, man, they probably overrated this and that. And then look at me now, I end up with a Porsche.
So this thing looks great. Tell me year, model, color, everything.
Right. So this right here is a 2019 Porsche Macan S. Yeah. This is what they call, the platform code is 95B.2.
Okay.
And this is the refresh model. They refreshed all Macans in 2019, gave a new refreshed look on the outside, newer headlights, front fascias changed, and also the infotainment has been upgraded. A lot of people call these the Porsches because they have actually an Audi engine versus the actual older ones that had the actual Porsche derived engine. Before, but they're all underneath the same umbrella. This engine is great, as you guys will be able to find out today.
I just love it because it looks like a car. He's talking about doing a suspension on this, and it's literally like gonna look like a hatchback.
Oh yeah,
that you do that.
Most definitely. And then also the exterior color. So when I saw this car and I was looking for anything around the 40K range, which I got this car for, when I saw this car pop up, I was like, ooh, I always wanted a chalk like Porsche. I know our buddy Greg, who has an M8, he had a chalk M8 before, and that color is just beautiful.
Dude, it looks so good.
Yeah.
It's chalk white is easily one of my favorite colors. It's like a lighter Nardo and like an kind of grayish white. It's in a lot of photos, like the photo that you took when you bought it, it looked white.
It does look white.
It's much more gray in person. In my opinion, you made a great choice. Even though some people may not agree because you are a BMW god. In my opinion, I think you made a really cool choice, and I love the fact that you're just like doing something for you, that like you're leveling up in the future and you're showing discipline and making like the decisions that are sometimes hard to make for yourself.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, that's the way to go. So you got this for what, 40K you said, right?
Yep, 40K.
Now let me ask you a question. What do you miss most about your M5?
I would say, man, the power. The power, I mean, that car was a beast. It was a monster. I was faster than probably 95% of stuff on the street. So I would say the power is the first thing. The second thing is probably, I would say, the ambiance when you got inside the car, with the just with the ambient lighting, the big screen sitting up there, just the whole like massaging seats and all that. Like, it was just a level up in luxury as far as that car. But you gotta think, that car is brand new. That's $130,000 car. So of course, for $130,000, it better have all that stuff. You know what I mean? So that's the thing too. Like, this car, brand new, when I looked at the spec sheet, I think it was like 70. Wow. So to compare this car to that, it's apples to oranges. It's not really a fair comparison.
For sure, yeah. That makes sense.
But this right here is going to put a lot more money in my pocket.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be doing some things with this that has not been done before. So it's kind of excites me. It's bringing that excitement back out.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a new platform, dude.
Yeah.
You can get a whole new audience out of it too.
Yeah.
Who knows? So let me ask you this. I know you were looking at a lot of cars before you bought this. Why did you pick this over like the X5 or X3 or any of those?
Okay, so another car that I was looking at, I'll give you two cars, both BMWs I was looking at instead of this. I was looking at sort of SUVs, because I was like, this is going to be like a daily for right now until I do some other things and then I come back, right? So I was like, okay, I can get an older F85 X5M, right? All those that was in like the 40K and under price range, all were higher mileage.
Yep.
And it's a little bit bigger of a car, and so the reason why I didn't choose that, one, they eat through tires. Like I know people, 8,000 miles, 7,000 miles, you may need new tires depending on how you drive. So I was just like, ooh, all right, that's already expense.
Yeah.
Higher mileage S63s, the older ones, you're gonna have to do rod bearings. Like most people recommend doing rod bearings around anything over 60, 70K. So I was like, okay, if I get one, I gotta automatically do rod bearings. And then I don't know how it's been maintained. S63s are already kind of finkery. So if you don't maintain it correctly, you may run into a whole headache of issues. And on the gas mileage is gonna be terrible too. So I was just like, as a daily driving that big thing around, doing this and that, it'll be fun, sound great. But I was just like, right now, I don't know if it's the best decision.
Yeah.
Then I was looking at higher mileage X3Ms, or I didn't even look at the M340. I was looking at X3Ms initially first. Went test drove a few, and for some odd reason, you guys know I had a G80 M3. Those look like the same seats, but they are not the same seats. So the X3M with the comp ones, the seats were they were uncomfortable for me. Okay. Like they squeezed on my sides, squeezed on my shoulders, squeezed on my legs, and I did not feel comfortable in that car. After like 15 minutes, I was like, yeah. So that car got thrown out just because of the seats didn't really fit my body type. So, you know, and I test drove a lot of cars. I test drove an S6, Audi S6. I test drove a lot of other cars that I did like, but when it came down to it, this was the best value. And one other thing that also led to my decision was Porsches are known to keep their value. Regardless of what Porsche you buy, they're known to keep their value. So if I buy this car and I say I keep it for max 2 years, 2 years down the road, I'm not gonna lose my tail with this car. This car, I knew it can retain its value, so that was another reason that I got this car.
And your M5 was like lost a ton of value just in like the year that you had it.
Yeah,
like all of those cars are, all of the newer BMWs I see are just like, they're
besides the G80.
Yeah,
besides the
G80, which is like egregiously priced right now. But all of the other new ones I see, they're just like, they're going down in value so fast.
So yeah, I went from, I bought my M5 for 81, and that was the cheapest one I found within 500 miles of Charlotte. And basically now they're going for the like low 60s. So yeah, that lets you know how much value is lost.
So this one you got for 40 grand, and then it has how many miles on it?
It had 54,000.
Okay, yeah, so relatively low miles. And then this was a, what was the previous life of this car? It was
so this car, I'm actually the first person owner. I'm actually the first owner of this car as far as a person. This car was a corporate, what they call a corporate car. So for Foreign Cars Italia up in Greensboro. So this is one of their loaner cars. Like if you brung in your Ferrari or whatever, they would loan you out one of these until they fix your Ferrari or whatever. Right, so that's what this car was.
Yeah.
So it was a corporate car. They maintained it. I looked at the Carfax.
Yeah, it's got PPF on it and everything.
Yeah, they maintained it very, very well. So I'm the first person that's actually an owner of this car. So that was another incentive to get this car over some of the other ones.
Do you miss having a car?
I would say this.
I mean, I know this is all like still new to you, but like,
I would say it is very nice getting to something that's a little bit more my level. If you guys can't tell, I'm a bigger guy. So even getting into my M5, getting into a lot of cars, I have to like squat,
it's like so low,
turn my leg, and then fall into the seat. This, I can just get in. And I'm like, man, this is nice.
Dude, I'm getting older, and I'm still getting into that damn E92 M3. I'm like, dude, I love just something about an SUV. It's just easier, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we got a Tiguan at home, and that's just always an easier car to drive than the E92, but whatever.
I mean, I still love the sports cars, though. I'm going to get another sports car just right now.
When the time is right.
When the time is right.
When the time is right. All right, cool. Why don't you tell me about what you plan on doing in this car, because obviously, you know, we've been talking, you got some plans.
Oh, yeah. So, got a lot of plans for this car. So, one thing we're going to do is suspension. Suspension and wheels, definitely going to do that. I'm in talks with some companies now on that already. Definitely it needs to be, definitely needs an exhaust. So we're looking at doing a full exhaust system, intake, tune, and then some other accessories. I was just talking with John about, I'm like, should I do like a roof rack, or like a roof rack, like a Thule rack or something on top of it. I think that would kind of look cool.
Comment down below if you should do an overland build.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna try to do some first to market stuff in this. I want to work with some companies to develop another intake. There's kind of like a monopoly. There's only like one company that does intakes for this car.
Yeah.
And I think with the design, there's some opportunity there. So I've been talking with some companies about that. Also doing a big turbo upgrade. There is one company that offers it, but I'm doing some research. I think there's some other options out there to offer maybe a drop-in turbo upgrade, because the turbo is right there in the hot V. So it's literally like a 4-hour job to swap the turbo out. So really not that much.
Super easy.
Yeah,
it's like literally like right on top in the back. Right over here.
It's
a V6 turbo.
Yeah, we'll show you guys that too when we pop the hood. But yeah, man, I'm trying to bring stuff to the market, because I went on the Porsche forums and there's not a whole lot. People are like looking for stuff, and I want to see if I can work with some companies to develop some stuff. I think that'd be really, really good.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So how does your audience? What has your audience perception been like?
It's been, I would say, 85% positive.
Okay.
Some people were like scratching their head, like, what in the world happened? Some people, I mean, I kind of trolled people because I posted the Porsche key, and people think I was getting like a 911 or something. And I was just like, man, I don't know what people thought. Never said I wanted a 911 or could afford one at this point in my life. There were some people that unsubscribed, unfollowed.
Yeah, you can't please everyone, man.
It is what it is, you know.
That's just YouTube.
You know, I'll take it like this. This is my life experience. That's what we're sharing. Is you guys, you know, we're sharing our life and experience with you guys. And I know some people are just all BMW, that's all they care about, but there's way more cars in the world, man. And I just want to experience something a little different.
Yeah, and also it's like relatable, I think, because like you made a move that, you know, is for like better for your future, and that's more relatable to a lot of people than like.
Piggyback off what you just said is the M5 is not that attainable of a car. Like, I was only able to get in one because of just some things happened in my life that just kind of lined up right to get one, and I was very blessed to get one, but that's not a very attainable car.
Right.
Even used, I bought mine for 81, brand new 130,000. There's a small percentage of people that can afford that car. So the fact that I was even able to buy it and experience it, I am beyond grateful for that.
No, I'm totally right there with you, man. Looks like a car. Like if it was lowered, this looks like a car. Got
your engine cover here, 3.0 V6S for the S model.
Yep.
But everything here, I would say this engine bay is so it's gonna be so easy.
It's real simple. Like we were talking about this the other day when we had brunch. Everything is laid out very easy. It's very easy to understand. Like if you're used to looking at these engines, and then in the back here you can actually see the downpipe. Right, try to get in there without burning myself. Right here, so that's the downpipe. Turbo's
4-hour job to swap that out.
I mean, dude.
And you can see there's a lot of room underneath here, and that's because like the GTS and the Macan Turbo, it's a twin turbo setup.
Oh, okay.
So that's the reason why there's so much room in here.
So that's really the difference. You go from a V6 with a twin turbo on the GTS and a V6 with a single turbo on the just the Macan S. Yeah. So your idea here is to basically go with like a larger single setup.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
And then like a remap.
Yep.
Obviously.
And I've seen there's been a couple cars out there that have done it with different setups, and they're close to right at 500 wheel, which I think in this car with the PDK. It's gonna be like the
that's gonna be perfect.
That's enough.
That's gonna be perfect in this car, honestly, and it's gonna sound really good.
Oh yeah, that turbo spool.
These cars sound great.
I'll probably say the most unique thing underneath the hood is definitely this intake system. I haven't really seen anything because the air comes in through here, through the grill, comes up through here. They have an integrated like ram air system, if you want to call it, and it routes air directly to the intake. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, because usually, like in a lot of BMWs, as us BMW guys know, we usually have like it routes from the front grill straight to
straight to the intake.
But here it goes through the grill up into the hood,
and around and down.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's interesting. The infotainment and like the luxury and electronics, would you say that it is better than the M5 or the majority of BMWs, or would you say that it's does it feel older at all? Like, what's your experience with it so far?
Well, one of the reasons why I got a 2019 is because they have the upgraded infotainment. The older, like the 2017, 2018, anything less than that, it did feel ancient coming from the BMW to that.
Yeah.
This one feels a little bit more modern. The screen is super high res, so that helps. But I will say, for the BMW guys out there, iDrive is better. iDrive is a better system. It's more innovative. It's just more user friendly. It's easier that you can just jump into an iDrive and kind of figure it out. With this, you really have to go through the menus and kind of figure out where they put stuff. Here you go, buddy. Here's the keys.
Sweet, thank you. And he's got the keys. He's got the keys with the keys.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how you know, man. Porsche key. It's got the little Porsche car on it. I love that. So I like how the screen is lower, and then they all of the Porsches have the clock. Yeah, that's cool. It's sitting in here and looking at this feels like a car. Oh, this is cool. So this is the torque split between front and rear.
Yeah, you see it's mostly all rear.
Yeah.
And then like you can, if you scroll through this wheel here, you can just go through all kinds of shit. And get
and then you can, oh, cool. Yeah. So it's like a secondary screen. That's dope.
And then you can adjust the steering wheel. It's underneath. It's all power. This is actually pretty good, to be honest. I want to get your opinion on the PDK. I mean, in this car anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So the last PDK I drove was the 911 GT3 RS.
Hey, well, that's a totally.
And then I drove I had the PDK in the GT3 as well, and both of them were like amazing. Yeah, it's quick, man. It's very quick. What was your opinion on it?
The problem is I'm coming from a 705 wheel horsepower.
Yeah, I get. Yeah,
so
dude, I've been driving like E-Series manual cars for the past, like, I'm probably not the best person to be like telling you how fast this is.
Well, I would say for an everyday driver, it's quick. Like, it's enough to get you where you need to go. The only time where I feel like it's underpowered is when I'm on the highway trying to pass people.
Okay.
I have to like really get into it.
Okay.
And that's why I think it can need a little more power. But just darting around here, it's fast enough.
But no, this feels way more car-like. Like, I'm really curious to drive this car after you put the suspension on, because it's gonna be interesting, dude. It's gonna feel a lot different. Get pretty good gas mileage?
Highway about 24.
Okay.
Cities 17, 18, 19.
Okay. Okay. Display is nice.
I'll tell you, it's high def, man.
Yeah.
Like everything is.
It's like so much cleaner.
Yeah. Like it's got like an OLED screen or something. Like it's super high def.
Yeah.
And the blacks are like jet black. Like it's like a really nice TV.
So you're bringing this to BMW Invasion in February, yeah?
Yep. And I'm getting in. I'm in the show. I don't care what they say. No, just I'm playing. I'll be in the pedestrian lot. You know, but
they tried
still bringing it.
They found out he had the that he no longer had the M5, and they gave him the boot.
Yeah,
they said, you
man.
You gotta park with the spectators, bro.
Got park with the peasants, man. Nah, but it's all good. I mean, I get it. This will be a BMW show, you know. But I'm still gonna be there to say what up to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Talk to everybody. So we'll still be rolling down.
It's my turn to bring a car.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't bring a car to Impact. All right, I feel what you're feeling now. Like it's not the quickest. So PDK, not the quickest in this car, and I understand why you want like the 500 horse. You said 350 right now?
Yeah, it's 350.
Yeah, so it could use a little more. It's just not quite as peppy as it could be, but it drives good. Yeah. It drives really good. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Drop in turbo tune. I think it'll be perfect. Exactly where I want it.
Did you drive the GTS at all?
I drove the older GTS, so like the 2018, 2017 GTS. Yeah,
and did you feel like that was quicker or the same?
It's actually rated the same power.
It is, okay.
As the S.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I felt a little bit better about getting the newer S.
Yeah.
Because they're rated right at 350. Both cars rated right at 350,
that makes sense.
So,
and with this one, you're getting the newer, like everything, like the screen and all that too. It's just way nicer.
The biggest difference between this and the older GTS is going to be the suspension.
Okay.
The GTS suspension and the older ones out-handled this. I mean, this handles great, but it out-handled this like night and day.
Really?
Yeah, the GTS handled like it was on rails.
This one's more like soft and like, okay, interesting.
But that's why I want to do coilovers. Put coilovers on this thing.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be great.
Dude, I think it's gonna be great too. No, but I am excited to see what you do with this, man. It'll be a fun car.
My goal is to make this one of the nicest Macans on the East Coast.
Ooh,
that's my goal. So
I think that's the most fun part about, like, and I know you can agree with this, is like when you get a new car and then or even right before it, you know you're getting a new car or a certain type of car, you do all the research to figure out what you want to do to it. And that just gets me like more excited about what I'm gonna do to it, you know?
Yeah. And the fact that this car is a little bit cheaper, so I don't feel as bad about it doesn't hurt me as much as doing stuff, because sometimes I did Mazda M5, I was like, man, it's such an expensive car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So in drive.
Yep, we're already in sport.
Oh, so manual you go over.
Yeah, manual you go over. Right. So in this car, you can launch it any way you want. So you don't have to turn traction off and do any of that.
Not like BMW.
Yeah, so you can launch it now. So basically,
so you just what?
Gas brake.
Gas brake.
Yeah, that's it.
How it does that.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
that's cool. Oh, dude, that was way more aggressive than I thought it would be. Holy shit.
It's all-wheel drive, man.
Oh, dude. Even that, like, obviously without the exhaust and everything, sounds like the GT3 RS.
Yeah.
I want to do it again, because it just sounds so cool. Oh, God, dude. This thing, dude, it rips.
That's what I'm saying. Like, once you get some power in this thing, it's going to be fun.
Like, you put the tune in there and let it breathe a little more and put the turbo on this thing, it's going to rip.
Yeah.
Dude, it's sick. So that is going to wrap up the video on the Macan S. Kind of want one.
Sell the Tiggy. Sell the Tiggy, bro.
Sell the fleet. Sell the 135. Sell the
Nah. The 135 is
nah, it can't go anywhere. I'm not allowed to sell. I'd quit the game if I sold that car. Anyways, dude, thank you so much for coming out and showing me the car. Obviously, it's beautiful, and I'm proud of you for making decisions, the hard decisions in life that you need to make to get to the next point. I think it shows a lot about you and your character that you're doing that. You got any words for the followers out here?
Hey man, stay tuned. I got something for y'all. Got something coming for y'all.
Let him cook.
I haven't disappointed y'all yet, so just stay with me.
All right, bros. Appreciate you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you check out his channel. I'm going to have it linked down below. What's your forte? And, yeah, maybe more Porsche content. What do you think? See you guys in the next one.